Mark Richard Hamill is an American actor, voice actor, and writer. Hamill is best known for playing Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars films, which won him the Saturn Award for Best Actor 3 times. He is also known for his voice acting in animation and video games, especially for his portrayal of the Joker, beginning with Batman, the animated series in 1992.
Hamill was born in Oakland, California, to Virginia Suzanne and U.S. Navy Captain William Thomas Hamill. He is one of 7 children, having 2 brothers, Will and Patrick, and 4 sisters, Terry, Jan, Jeannie, and Kim. His father has English, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh ancestry, and his mother was of half Swedish and half English descent. Hamill has described his father as a staunch Roman Catholic and Nixon Republican.
His father's changes of station and attendant family moves led to the Hamill children switching schools often. In his elementary years, he went to Walsingham Academy and Poe Middle School. At age 11, he moved to the 5900 block of Castleton Drive in San Diego, California, where he attended Hale Junior High School. During his first year at James Madison High School, his family moved to Virginia, and Hamill attended Annandale High School. By his junior year, his father was stationed in Japan, where Hamill attended and was a member of the drama club at Niles Kinnick High School, from which he graduated in 1969. He later enrolled at Los Angeles City College, majoring in drama.
Hamill's early career included a recurring role on the soap opera General Hospital and a starring role on the short-lived sitcom The Texas Wheelers. He portrayed the oldest son, David, in the pilot episode of 8 is Enough, though the role was later performed by Grant Gadive. He also had guest appearances on The Bill Cosby Show, The Partridge Family, Room 222, and One Day at a Time. He appeared in multiple television films such as The City and Sarah T. Portrait of a Teenage Alcoholic.
Robert Englund was auditioning for a role in Apocalypse Now when he walked across the hall where auditions were taking place for George Lucas's Star Wars. After watching the auditions for a while, he realized that Hamill, his friend, would be perfect for the role of Luke Skywalker. He suggested to Hamill that he audition for the role. Hamill did and won the role.
Released in May 1977, Star Wars was an enormous, unexpected success and had a huge effect on the film industry. Hamill also appeared in the Star Wars Holiday Special in 1978 and later starred in the successful sequels The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. During the time between the first 2 films, Hamill was involved in a serious automobile accident, fracturing his nose and left cheekbone. False rumors spread that he required plastic surgery on his face. For both of the sequels, Hamill was honored with the Saturn Award for Best Actor given by the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films.
Hamill reprised the role of Luke Skywalker for the radio dramatizations of both Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. For the Return of the Jedi radio drama, the role was played by a different actor.
Editions of Joseph Campbell's The Hero with a Thousand Faces, issued after the release of Star Wars in 1977, used the image of Hamill as Luke Skywalker on the cover.
Hamill returned to the Star Wars universe in 2014, when he voiced the ancient Sith Lord Darth Bane in the final episode of the animated series The Clone Wars. He was nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award for his performance.
With the acquisition of Lucasfilm by the Walt Disney Company, a Disney press release was announced that there would be more Star Wars films, starting with Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which was released on December 18, 2015. Hamill appeared in Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Initially, both Disney and Hamill were coy about whether Hamill would be a cast member of The Force Awakens. In September 2013, Englund, actor and longtime friend of Hamill, said that Hamill was currently working out in the gym. Englund stated, "Mark now, they've got Mark in the gym because Mark's coming back as Luke Skywalker. They've got him doing his sit-ups." It was previously reported that both Hamill and Carrie Fisher had been assigned nutritionists and personal trainers to work with ahead of production.
Hamill played Skywalker again in Star Wars: The Last Jedi, released on December 15, 2017. Hamill was critical of his own role in The Last Jedi, stating that he and director Rian Johnson had a fundamental difference on the characterization of Luke Skywalker. Hamill later expressed regret for having made those statements and reprised his role as Skywalker for the last time in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
After the success of Star Wars, Hamill found that audiences identified him very closely with the role of Luke Skywalker, after which he became a teen idol and appeared on teen magazine covers such as Tiger Beat and others. He attempted to avoid typecasting by appearing in the 1978 film Corvette Summer and the better-known 1980 World War II film The Big Red One. In 1980, he also made a guest appearance on The Muppet Show, both as himself and as Luke Skywalker in The Stars of Star Wars. This episode also starred C-3PO and R2-D2, who were along with him on a search for Chewbacca. Other film appearances around this time include The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia in 1981 and Britannia Hospital in 1982. To further distance himself from his early blockbuster role, Hamill started acting on Broadway, starring in plays such as The Elephant Man in 1979, Amadeus in 1983, Harrigan and Hard in 1985, Room Service in 1986, and The Nerd in 1987-88. When Amadeus was adapted to film in 1984, Hamill auditioned to reprise the role for the big screen, but lost the part to Tom Hulce. A studio executive told the producers of the film, "I don't want Luke Skywalker in this film." He made television appearances in a 1986 episode of Amazing Stories and a 1987 episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Hamill returned to film after a 6-year hiatus with the 1989 science fiction film Slipstream. He continued to star in films throughout the 1990s, including in such films as the thriller Midnight Ride, The Guyver in 1991, the 1995 remake of Village of the Damned, and the 1998 Swedish action film Hamilton. Hamill appeared in the 2001 film Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as the supervillain Cockknocker, a role which parodies both himself and roles he has played in the past.
He guest appeared in 2 episodes as the Trickster in the live-action 1990 television series of The Flash. He has made cameo appearances on MAD-TV, where he played the estranged father of MS Swan, and appeared on Saturday Night Live playing himself being sold on a Star Wars-themed home shopping sale. Hamill appeared in single episodes of Third Rock from the Sun in 1997, Just Shoot Emmy in 1998, and in 2 episodes of Sequest DSV in 1995. He also appeared in the episode Mind Over Matter of the 1995 television series The Outer Limits.
When the Wing Commander series of computer games started using full-motion video cutscenes, Hamill was cast as the series' protagonist, Colonel Christopher Blair, a role he played in Wing Commander 3, Heart of the Tiger, Wing Commander 4, The Price of Freedom, and Wing Commander Prophecy. In the 1999 Wing Commander film, set earlier in the series, the character was played by Freddie Prinze, Jr., although Hamill had a voice cameo. Hamill appears in Squadron 42, the single-player campaign from the Star Citizen computer game universe as Lieutenant Commander Steve Old Man Colton.
In 2003, Hamill starred in the two-hander play 6 Dance Lessons in 6 Weeks as the acerbic dance instructor Michael Minetti. He played opposite Rue McClanahan for the season at the Coconut Grove Playhouse in Miami, and opposite Polly Bergen as the production moved on to Broadway.
Hamill also directed and starred in the 2004 direct-to-DVD comic book, The Movie. A comic book fan who attended science fiction and comic conventions before he became famous, Hamill stated that his character was based on an exaggerated version of himself. He and his crew shot most of the mockumentary film during the 2002 San Diego Comic-Con and enlisted Stan Lee, Kevin Smith, Bruce Campbell, and Hugh Hefner in small roles. The movie won an award for Best Live-Action DVD Premiere Movie at the 2005 DVD Exclusive Awards.
In 2011, Hamill appeared as a villain in the 5th season of the NBC series Chuck.
Hamill also appeared in the television series Criminal Minds in the last 2 episodes of Season 8 as John Curtis, aka the Replicator, a serial killer who has been stalking the BAU team throughout the show's 8th season. He also made a guest appearance alongside George Takei on the Season 1 finale of the ABC sitcom The Neighbors as Commandant Bill.
Hamill did not star in any live-action films for a number of years until 2011 when he starred in the Hungarian film Philomeris, on which he was a creative consultant. The film was the first mainstream, science fiction film to be released in Hungary.
The next year, Hamill starred in 2 more live-action films, British horror film Airborne and the small independent film Sushi Girl. Airborne was met with a negative reception from critics and audiences. Hamill said in an interview that Sushi Girl was a great challenge for him as it took him out of his comfort zone since it was such a dark film. He did not accept the role until he got encouragement from his daughter, who said he would be crazy not to accept it.
In 2014, Hamill played James Arnold, an academic professor from Imperial College London and an expert in climate change, in the film Kingsman: The Secret Service. In addition, he reprised his role as the trickster on the CW's 2014 live-action series The Flash, in the 17th episode of the first season, the 9th episode of the second season, and the 9th episode of the third season.
He stars in the 2018 film Con Man, an independent film about the life of Barry Minkoff, the famous con man. Hamill plays Minkoff's father, Robert Minkoff.
Hamill first did voice acting work in the early 1970s, voicing the character Corey Anders on the Saturday morning cartoon Genie by Hanna-Barbera Productions. He later played Sean in the Ralph Bakshi film Wizards, which was released just 3 months before Star Wars in 1977.
Though the voice role he is most known for is Batman's archenemy the Joker, his success as the Joker has led him to portray a wide variety of characters in television, film, anime, and video games.
Hamill was the voice of the Hobgoblin in the 1990s Spider-Man animated series, and his other Marvel superhero genre roles include the Gargoyle in the animated series of The Incredible Hulk, Maximus in Fantastic Four, Claw in Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and multiple characters in Ultimate Spider-Man. Hamill voiced Solomon Grundy and Trickster in the DC Animated Universe series Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, the murderous gangster Tony Zuko in The Batman, an animated series unrelated to the various DC Animated Universe series. He voiced Spectre in an episode of Batman, The Brave and the Bold.
Non-comic related television roles include the deranged shock jock anchorman Dr. Jack in Phantom 2040, Principal John Smith in Totally Spies episode Soul Collector, Christopher Maverick Blair in Wing Commander Academy, the classic Walter Lantz character Buzz Buzzard in The New Woody Woodpecker Show, the flamboyant robot Lawrence Larry 3000 in Time Squad, the pirate Captain Stickybeard in Codename Kids Next Door, the ruler of the Fire Nation Fire Lord Ozion Avatar, the Last Airbender, the evil Skeleton King in Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go, multiple roles in Metalocalypse and the Groundskeeper skips in regular shows. He also voice acted as himself in 2 episodes of the Disney animated series Pepper Ann.
He guest starred in The Simpsons episode Mayor to the Mob as himself. On the audio commentary of the episode, he says that he has been a fan of the show since it debuted in 1987 on The Tracy Ullman Show and that it was a personal thrill to work with Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer Simpson. He has also guest starred in Family Guy and was also a recurring voice actor on Seth Green's Robot Chicken. He has also played himself in 2 episodes of the Disney Channel animated series Pepper Ann.
Aside from voice acting on television, Hamill has starred in multiple animated films. Some of these roles include the captain of the guard in Sinbad, Beyond the Veil of Mists, the biblical figure Judah in Joseph, King of Dreams, the evil wolf Niju in Balto 2, WolfQuest and Hanukkah Zombie in Futurama, Bender's Big Score. Hamill has done voice acting in English dubs of 2 Studio Ghibli films. He voiced Colonel Muskie in the second English-language version of Castle in the Sky and the mayor of Pajite in Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, both directed by Hayao Miyazaki and distributed by Disney.
His video game voice roles include Detective Mosley in Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers and Gabriel Knight 3, Blood of the Sacred, Blood of the Damned, Assistant Director Wilson in Soldier of Fortune 2, Double Helix, Adrian Ripberger in the LucasArts game Full Throttle, 2 installments of Crash Bandicoot series, Wolverine in X2, Wolverine's Revenge, which was the tie-in game to the film X2, Goro Majima in Yakuza, Mail for the Dark Master in The Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon, The Watcher in Darksiders, and Master Arrakis in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 3. The creator of Kingdom Hearts, Tetsuya Nomura, is a big fan of all of Hamill's work. There is also another character, Master Xehanort, who was originally voiced by Leonard Nimoy, the actor of Spock. Tetsuya Nomura stated that they wanted the two for the roles, as the two characters are rivals, referencing the rivalry between fans of Star Wars and fans of Star Trek. He also narrated Call of Duty 2, Big Red 1, the title being a reference to the 1980 war film he starred in.
Hamill is credited as the narrator in Ancient Voices, a 1999 series of documentaries on archaeology and ancient history produced by as a BBC/The Learning Channel co-production, and published by Time Life as a DVD series. He also narrated the Medal of Honor and Silver Star citations of Timur Rubin, Ralph E. Pomeroy, John Finnegan, and Mitchell Red Cloud Jr. For the 2013 Korean War documentary Finnegan's War, directed by Connor Timmis.
Hamill voiced the character of Todd Wainio in World War Z, a critically acclaimed audiobook based on Max Brooks' novel of the same name. He also provided the entire cast of voices for a 1983 audiobook version of Pinocchio with unique characteristics for each. Hamill also reads life into the characters of the popular juvenile fiction book series, The Spiderwick Chronicles Volumes I-3, by Holly Black and Tony DiTerlizzi.
In 2009, Hamill voiced Elder Orin in Battle for Terra. He also narrated the 2017 science fiction TV series Dimension 404.
In 2019, Hamill voiced the character Chucky in the Child's Play remake and the Skeksis scientist Sketek in The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, a web television prequel series to the 1982 Jim Henson film The Dark Crystal.
Hamill's role as the Joker began in the 1992 series Batman, the animated series, and continued to many later spin-off series, video games, and films. Hamill received critical acclaim for his performance, which put him in high demand as a voiceover actor of cartoon villains.
Hamill also voiced the Joker in 3 episodes of Superman, the animated series, 5 episodes of The New Batman Adventures, 5 episodes of Justice League, an episode of Static Shock, and a few segments in Robot Chicken. He also voiced the Joker in the 1993 theatrical film Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, and the 2000 direct-to-video film Batman, Beyond, Return of the Joker.
The short-lived The WB live-action series Birds of Prey, based on the comic book of the same title, featured a flashback sequence in which the Joker shoots Barbara Gordon and paralyzes her. This sequence featured Hamill voicing Joker, dubbed over actor/stuntman Roger Stoneburner, whose facial structure more resembled the character. The actor's face was shot in the background so as to be slightly blurred.
Hamill voiced the Joker alongside his Batman, the animated series co-star Kevin Conroy as Batman and Jason Hillhouse as Dick Grayson in a feature of a storyboard scene included in the 2005 special edition DVD of Tim Burton's 1989 film Batman. This scene depicted the origin of Robin, which was not filmed because the producers felt it was out of place with the rest of the film.
Hamill has said that he has voiced the Joker for toys and amusement park rides. Although these jobs did not pay particularly well, he enjoyed even these small roles and admitted being protective of the character, preferring not to let others sleep in my sleeping bag. He also self-identifies as a real comic book nerd.
Hamill has portrayed the Joker in a few Batman-themed video games, such as Batman Vengeance, the Sega CD version of The Adventures of Batman and Robin, and in Batman: Arkham Asylum. Hamill again reprised the role in the Arkham sequel, Batman: Arkham City. In May 2010, Hamill declared to IGN UK that his role in Arkham City would be his last as the Joker. Some months later, with the announcement of Arkham City, he clarified his statements in the interview by saying, via his Twitter account, "Only said Arkham Asylum would be hard to top, not that I was quitting." On October 19, 2011, shortly after the release of the game, Hamill announced his retirement on his Twitter account, saying hello/goodbye Joker. "I've enjoyed every minute behind the wheel of the Clown Prince's crazy car. I'm going to miss him more than I can say." On June 2012, WB Games released the expansion pack titled The Last Laugh for the video game DC Universe Online, featuring Hamill as the Joker. In 2015, Hamill yet again returned as the Joker in Batman: Arkham Knight, with the character recurring through the game as a hallucination.
During the 2011 Comic-Con, when asked about Heath Ledger's Oscar-winning portrayal of the character in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, Hamill claimed that it was the most original performance that he had ever seen since Anthony Hopkins' Oscar-winning portrayal of Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs.
Hamill has commented that if there would ever be an animated version of Batman, The Killing Joke, he would gladly voice the Joker again, encouraging fans to campaign for said adaptation. On July 17, 2015, Hamill tweeted that he had his fingers crossed in hopes that he would be contacted to reprise his role as the Joker in the animated adaptation. On July 27, Collider reported that Hamill would voice the Joker in the film. The film was released in theaters for a 2-day limited time. It was released on digital HD on July 27, 2016. It was released on DVD and Blu-ray on August 2. Positive reception was met for Hamill's performance as the Joker, with some citing it as his best performance of the character.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.